you plug it in. Once you plug it in, it'll activate the mic, and then the mic works. But yeah, we have overlays. Just playing around with the overlays. I need to play around with some transitions here too. Here's some footage of, guess what? Ironforge Pub. Yes, it is. We do some work on TTB Pub, do the brim pub, and I actually was able to go in and change the menu. So we have a pint, we have a half pint, and I think there's a shot or something. So that's what they're serving at the pub over at Iron Forge. And that's what this here is a bunch of clips put together to start work on the pub. And I had Alex and Andy, we had a little sit down, we had some talking, because we started out one way, then halfway through we changed it, and the hardest part was trying to get the pathways to fit in that little area, and it's kind of a weird shaped area. So what we ended up doing, we're coming up to a transition area. Alright, I want the comic books, the comic ones, yeah, I want the comic transitions coming up. And on my mark. Alright, mark. We'll do a transition right there. When I start sliding this stuff around, this ain't gonna line up one bit. So I'm just putting in filler here. Like I said, oh, wait a minute. This has part of the port in it, the harbor, building the harbor. I had an idea on how to do it, so last night before I started working on it so I could get it in the clipboard, and I got an idea how to do it, and that's what this here is, working on the harbor. Over on the PC I was doing something similar, and I do have a clip of that I have it playing right now on the laptop, and it's a little bit different. I'm using a little clipboard there, and it's, like I said, I came up with the idea, and I'm building a couple structures trying to get that look, that harbor look, different buildings within the harbor. We don't have no major battleships or anything like that, but we do have a couple paddle wheels. We do have a pirate ship we can bring in. There's a couple other different ships too, I think. There's the smaller ones maybe. Plus there's the boat ride too. We could bring that in and have the boats coming, maybe going in and out of the harbor. Kind of like you're going around and looking back and you can see the harbor from the boats with the different ship. You know, we can do a couple different ships. In fact, you could do bringing the two different, it'd be the same ship, but you change it up. So one would look different than the other. And you can do that with scenery. You can have one maybe sitting on the bottom in the, and then, or actually what would be good though is have one dry dock. So what you do is you make one bay, that'd be dry. The one next to it would have water in it with a ship maybe in the water. We're gonna work something like that, but that's coming in time. Let's see, here's the build. And then what I did is I grabbed those buildings, and this is how quickly you can make a harbor. And you say, well, but they're all the same. You go in and you change them. I can go into each individual building, put different scenery on each one, and make them look different than the other one. But when you're talking about a harbor area, a lot of the buildings do look the same because they were built at the same time in order to start production of these ships. So you'd have 3 or 4 shops probably looking the same because they're built by the same people with the same materials. The next buildings might be a little different because they're for a different purpose, different materials, different people own those buildings. So, different things like that. You could have a container ship, or containers would be different than maybe a place that's shipping dry goods, So it's just different things you can build. Platforms and pulleys and stuff like that. I got a couple different cranes I can put in too with water towers. So it's something we're gonna work on, and I do have the clips of it. When I will probably go back and do some more of that, get some more clips, and then get a better idea. Because this is just a clipboard. I'm just trying ideas out here. This is where we work up stuff, and then we'll go ahead. Now, like, see, I could grab all that, bring that into the actual park, and then I have to do the landscaping though. That you can't bring in. That's got to be done right there on the land. So you'd have to do the landscaping, and then I'll build the different buildings. On that, when I first started out, built that jetty that went out into the water. So I got an idea. So that gives me an idea how to build like a wall, like bring the water in, build the wall so that you can't see the edge of the dirt, and you encircle that, and then it'll look like a dry dock full of water, and then you can put a ship in there. Then on the other side, you can do something similar, but leave it empty with no water in it. Kind of break it off with walls, and it'll look like an empty dry well or a dry dock. And I'm gonna do something similar to that. So you put a ship in there. It looks like it's being worked on out of the water. We could do something similar to that. And then within all that, I will build, like I did with the tank portal, a ship portal to go to World of Warships, which Grezzel does from time to time. And I'm going to start setting up a schedule through the week so I can start playing some of these games and gathering stuff, because I need to advance Grezzel to different tiers, and I can't do that if I'm not playing the game. So like warships, I have a lot of battles to fight with Langley, so I can start up the carrier and start getting better at carrier tactics. Because I still think though, if you can operate those aircraft, you can be devastating with torpedo runs and then drop some bombs on them. So there's different methods you can use, and it takes some getting used to playing it. So, and it's like a lot of it, like tanks too. It's just like if you sit out for a while, you gotta get used to playing again. Get used to the maps. Get used to the areas where you can hide. I find myself out in the open quite a bit because I don't know the difference. I'm getting better at using terrain though. As a put the terrain between me and the enemy, and that way maybe I can sneak up and I'll put a shot into before they see me. But that's part of the game. I need to do more of that. I need to play. The more I play, the better I'll get. I also want more footage of the tanks. Like I said, I have a good tank collection on the console because I've been playing that one for a while. I don't have much. I just started on the PC, and I've been learning how to screen capture. Man, this turned out pretty good. There we're doing. So I'm doing this Ironforge Pub. Ironforge TTB Pub. Actually, that's not hard to say. Ironforge TTB Pub. To the brim. And there's always 1 pint for the pitch. That's the motto. I'm going with that. I might make a little sign and put it on the inside. That's 1 for the pitch. If you're gonna go play rugby or you're gonna play let's see, what would be another one? Football, which would be soccer. In some countries, other countries call it football. Most of the world calls it football, so we'll go with football pitch. Very big all around the world. So, but I don't know about Ironforge back in World of Warcraft. They might have, but see, OelGrez, they probably use the heads of their enemies as the footballs. That's kind of morbid. But that's OelGrez for you. Darn OelGrez. But see, I wasn't an ogre. Grezzel was a Tauren. He was born and raised under the skies of Thunder Bluff. That's where he tamed that damn cat and called him Taz. And from that point on, it was Grezzel and Taz, and they're still in the park. In fact, I got them statues. I can go get those and bring those in. Oh no, that's on the PC. No, it's not. That's on the console. Starting to get confused here. But we're doing a little. Yeah. there's the ship. That's I got the World of Warships up on the plate on the PC on the plate. Ah, shoot, I'm getting confused. The laptop. Right now, I'm doing editing on the PlayStation. We're editing these clips of stuff I worked on last night, and I wanted to get this build done because that'll kind of put a finishing touch on this point here. And then once I get this done and built and operating, then I can start doing some of the scenery and landscaping and it really fill everything in. Like I want to do a couple more. I'm tying this where Stormwind and Crossroads is, kind of in with it, because going to castle. The Ironforge is like a castle within a mountain. I remember the forges. They were going there and using the forges to craft stuff, so you can. Because sometimes you'd have to go make something in order to advance your skills in crafting. So that was all part of it. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't mind the grind at all. In fact, that's where that's where a lot of that music I have that comes from art grinding. I call it. That's my playlist, art grinding. It's music I can play in the background, but see, I can't play it now because if I accidentally record it, then I'd have to cut out the audio because I don't want to use somebody else's stuff. The music that I do use now is coming with the two different editing programs, so they're part of the programs, and I'm assuming that if they're including it for us to use, that it's public domain. There might be copyright issues on it, but they're not pushing them so you can use it. Just like there's one that you use with Share Factory, that it does come up with a copyright statement saying it's all right to use it. There's nothing wrong with it, but that gives them the right to put their ads on my videos. Darn it, marketing's always got you somewhere. But this is the build, and I have problems with this here a little bit. Like I said, I was trying to get that to fit in this little area. It's a little crooked, but it's the best way I could fit in because I had trouble putting the shops in there at the same time and being able to have the customers or the guests, excuse me. They're our guests, not our customers. So when they come in, I had an archway, but it was overlapping on the pathway. So that means people would be clipping through the building instead of going. So I had to figure out a way of being able to put the pathway in there leading up to the two shops. And I was able to do that, and then I just covered over that so the guests can come to the shops, but you can't see the pathway. I got it covered like with the base there. So I'm hoping that their feet, yeah, but it's the best you can do is to try to get that pathway to go through that front archway there. Now I'm just building it up. I'm kind of going a little bit over the top. But then again, Ironforge was over the top. That place was huge. There were so many different places to go in there. And it was like, oh, it was kind of cool, really. They did an awesome job when they created that place. The statues and the archway. And then there's that area in front of Ironforge where you go down there, and that's where you get the boars at. Just like Ogumar, the boars out there, you do that boar hunt. You have to kill so many boars. You have to get so much meat. You need the hides. There's so much stuff you got to do when you first start out. And each area has a door. You end up going after boars. Ogres. I think Thunder Bluff there was a place with them. Warthogs was a big one. Cats. Other different things that want to chew you for a while. But that's all part of the game though. I loved it. And then, see, when we first started out at the Northern Lights, we were on PvP, so there's people out there ready to gank you. But man, we had some battles. South Shore in that area. Oh, Crossroads, the battle at Crossroads. Oh my God, go back. Flashback. Okay, we're getting to the end of this one. We're going to build some more of this, and we'll see you at the other side. Thank you for watching. The other side of the audio track from ELA Studio and Soundfield out in OelGrez. Thank you for watching.